war in Ukraine rages on with full force. Recently, a major Ukrainian military operation in the KK region of Russia led to the capture of hundreds of Russian soldiers, many of whom were conscripts. According to the New York Times, a Ukrainian prison in Sumy processed 330 prisoners of war as of Friday, August 16th, with 80% being conscripts. After processing, these prisoners were moved far from the battlefield to the west. The prison housed 71 prisoners on that Friday, with many held in basement cells, shielded from potential airstrikes. Journalists, allowed to speak to these prisoners without interference, noted their worn-out clothing, tracksuits, t-shirts and shorts, and some even bore the scars of war, with gunshot and shrapnel wounds visible. These soldiers recounted their harrowing experiences. They were part of platoons stationed in concrete fortifications a mile apart along the border. When the sudden and fierce Ukrainian attack came, they quickly found themselves overpowered and surrendered without much resistance. The Russian border in the KK region was primarily guarded by conscripts and was poorly defended. One captured soldier, Private Vasily, described his shock at the Ukrainian offensive. He survived by hiding in a birch forest near the border for 3 days, covering himself with branches and leaves before finally surrendering. Earlier this month, Ukrainian forces launched an offensive in the KK region of Russia, liberating over 80 settlements. The Ukrainian military has since established control, including a military command office in the region. Reports indicate that numerous Russian soldiers, particularly from the 488th Rifle Regiment, fled during the confrontation, and some were even fired upon by Kadyrov's men for attempting to retreat. Notably, Russian President Vladimir Putin has not received any support for the situation in KK from the countries he considers allies, except for Syria's Bashar al-Assad. Even Belarus's leader, Alexander Lukashenko, has maintained a neutral stance, advocating for peace rather than involvement. Despite the Russian Federation, including the KK region, being part of the Union state, Belarus has refrained from using nuclear weapons, stating it will only do so if the Union's borders are breached. Other members of the Collective Security Treaty Organization, CSTO, including Armenia, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, and Tajikistan, have remained silent on the matter. Even China, which often discusses strategic partnerships with Russia, took a full week to respond to the Ukrainian offensive. Their statement was cautious, urging all parties to de-escalate tensions. The CSTO Secretariat has confirmed that Russia did not request assistance regarding the Ukrainian offensive in the KK region. They stated that they are closely monitoring the situation as it unfolds.